Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello to you, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Muc.collector's fantastic garage, because today is collection day of his brand new McLaren Senna. We're going to head together in my AMG GT R over to McLaren Munich, the dealership, to pick up the new car and then bring it back here to fill that space right there later on. Now, of course, for me, this is a bit of a teaser ahead of the arrival of my McLaren Senna in about 2 or 3 months' time. But in this garage, there are some pretty special McLarens and other cars around, as well as a story I'd like to tell you about the Senna that we're about to go and see. Something quite cool about where the Senna is going to live parked in the garage is sandwiched right between these two. So on that side, you have the thoroughbred full race car, the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo, ginormous wing, massively aggressive aero. And then to the left, you have the first member of McLaren's Ultimate Series, the pioneer, the McLaren P1. Now the Senna is McLaren's Ultimate Series entry as the ultimate track car that can still be driven on the road. So it is basically a blend of those two. Now we might be shuffling them around for photos and things, but ultimately it's going to end up right there. So as well as the P1 in this garage, Muc.collector also has the McLaren 675 LT Spider in Volcano Red. Up this way, we've got the 675 LT Coupe in McLaren Orange, and also, you no doubt remember the collaboration between McLaren and Mercedes-Benz to create the SLR. This is the SLR 722, and this, one of my favorite cars out there, is the SLR Sterling Moss, one of only 75 that exist. You can also see quite a few other very, very nice cars parked around in here, the SVs, the Ferrari F40, but the cool story about these McLarens, this P1 for example, and that 675 LT Coupe, is which car number they are. They're actually number 150. Of course, my channel, Shmee150, when I went to order the 675 LT Coupe, I originally requested car 150, and then I got a phone call saying that the owner of P1 150 would quite like to have it. Of course, I wasn't going to put up a fight, but how funny is it that I'm now friends with Muc.collector, we're here today, and we're heading to collect his Senna, also number 150. So let's jump in the AMG GT R, get it out of the garage, head on over, because I'm quite excited to see the spec of this car. In case you're wondering, Muc.collector is an international man of mystery. No, I'm joking, but he does like his privacy, so let's respect that. Anyway, let's get things started. He's with me right now, and we're heading off. As you can tell, we are heading over to the dealership, and I can tell you guys that he's excited. Are you excited? Yeah, he's excited. Maybe nervous, anticipating how this is going to go. So let's get into the lift and head on out of the garage, which is always a good bit of fun, and onto the road. I always get a little bit nervous doing this, but we're in. Car is in park, warming things up. We've got a short little autobahn stretch, and then, well, I'm looking forward to seeing this car, that's for sure. We arrived then on de-restricted autobahn, so let's put it into individual mode and head on out. Just drop some gears, because who doesn't love that? And away we go. This car is so ridiculous. It's almost the perfect car to head to a dealer on the autobahns to go pick up a McLaren Senna as we go straight through 250 and bring it down towards a more gentler breeze as we go in towards Munich. It's late in the day, so it will be dark, I think, before we fully unveil the car, but nonetheless, it is McLaren Senna time. And here we are then, McLaren Munich, armed with some very nice cars inside the showroom right now, including, I'm not sure if I spotted it there, was it there? We will go and find out in a second, so we'll just park up. We'll go inside and take a look. That shape can only be one thing, the rear wing of a McLaren Senna. Now I've got to stress that the car has only just arrived here from the factory to the dealership, so it hasn't yet been through its pre-delivery inspection, had everything checked, tidied up, and it's also currently in transport mode. So it's very, very lucky to be able to see almost this side of the process and more what goes into the car before the customer actually takes delivery of it. So Muc.collector is getting this opportunity to see his car even earlier than normal, but while we're here, by complete coincidence, Take a look at that. There's another Senna lurking here as well. That is Muc.collector's Senna, another friend of mine as it happens, who I filmed videos with before. And this one is complete carbon fibre, exposed carbon with McLaren orange accents that you can see around the car, rather like how one of the launch MSO cars was presented with yellow accents on it. There's a few significant, I suppose, parts of the spec, the closed side doors, and I realise at this point you haven't actually yet seen the spec of this car, which is gorgeous. We're going to see it in a second. This car also has the number 62 painted on the end plates. That's the number of the car. But as you can see, that has been prepared. It is sitting looking beautifully right down on the ground. But it is going to be time for this cover to be removed to reveal Muc.collector's Senna. It's time then. Let's pull the cover back and reveal this car. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Take a look at this then. Let's go into things in a little bit more detail, but Abyss Black, you've got the satin carbon, it's beautiful. Congratulations, Muc.collector. As I said then, don't forget the car is currently in transport mode. It needs to go to the service department to be lowered from the computer. This is completely normal with pretty much any car that you can buy so that they get delivered and don't risk getting damaged or anything during transit. But the colour is Abyss Black. It's incredibly dark, but you do get some blue metallic sparkles from it. You can see the Vega blue for the aero blades just inside the front openings there for the aerodynamics. The satin carbon fibre all around the car. In fact, the entire body on the McLaren Senna is actually carbon fibre, whether you choose to have it exposed or painted, in this case in an MSO paint option colour choice. We've got the dark stealth wheels with the Azura blue calipers, so basically a blue theme. I think Muc.collector was missing a blue themed car from the garage, obviously my favourite colour for a car, but now there is one. The all important glass doors, I think that's a very major thing about this car, a unique feature, so I think it's really quite nice to have it. Of course, the 3-exit exhaust, you get a dual exit without the muffler if it's, say, an American spec car, for example. But believe me, this literally just arrived, so to be able to see the car right now is really quite something. And if I come in actually just to show you the end plates that are painted, have a look at the metallic flake that you can see in there. How nice is that? It's really, really cool. And then the view of the other Senna in the reflection of the end plate of this one is also quite special. So let's come around, have a quick look at the interior of the car with its low glass half height windows. Inside, the blue accents to match with the exterior. This dual tone blue is such a nice spec. It's really obviously kind of the opposite way around to mine, where I'm going to have the main body colour in a lighter blue with the darker blue carbon accents. But of course, the Senna seats, the full carbon fibre bucket seat, the interior just being Alcantara and carbon fibre everywhere. And one thing I really quite like, if we just come in and have a look at this, is the blue perforation inside the Alcantara of the seat pads. That's a nice touch. Of course, there's still some film and things down on the floor for protection of the car, but this is super, super nice. We've got soft close on the doors. Goodness me. What a lovely, lovely, lovely thing. Freshly arrived here, first opportunity to see it, and parked none other than next to another Senna as well, as you can see, as I said earlier, in the lower mode. And you can see the difference of how low it is onto those Trofeo Rs when it's sitting back in its normal ride height. But obviously this is so that with this huge front splitter, you can still get it over bumps and things because, well, let's face it, that's an expensive carbon fibre piece, and you need to be able to make sure it's got the ground clearance. So, we've had the reveal. What a car. I think it'll be time to get it out and take it back to the garage. Into life, so it's time now to get the car out of the showroom to take it for some photos in the garage. How cool is this, having two Sennas together? Of course, it is very tight and twisty to get the car out of here. Stealthy and menacing in the night. Now obviously it'd be lovely to take it out of transport mode, but this is so totally new, like I said. It's incredible to even have the opportunity to see and hear it right now and take it for some photos. It will come back to the dealer, to the workshop, to be fully prepared. Goodness, the nerves to get it around the corner. So like I said, be fully prepared and then eventually have a proper handover and collection day. That will all to come in due course. This sounds so good. Look at the wing. Just look at this thing, honestly, as it pivots up and down. Oh, it's so ridiculous that this is a road car. This can have number plates. Back onto the autobahns, then towards the garage. So the car is, of course, at the moment in its transport mode. The team are going to come from service to actually lower it so the jerk collector can take some photos. The sound is just incredible. So that's going to happen, unfortunately, of course, after I've left. So I won't be able to see it low this time around. Then the car will go for its full PDI and then be properly delivered after that. But it has to be said, it looks awesome. I can't wait to see it now back in the garage. Before that, though, it's tunnel time, so... This thing is mental. Senna sadly can't do that, although it would be substantially quicker around a racetrack. Anyway, back into the de-restricted, so off we go, foot down. This car is so fast. This is one of the fun things. The P1 GT R on the wall in front as we get ready to drive into the lift. And my car is currently in comfort mode, but reverberating around like crazy. So let's take it back down into the garage and then we will wait for the Senna to arrive and bring that down as well. I just find this the coolest thing ever. To go down into a garage, to drive onto this floor. I always like to put it in reverse just to check. Yep, we're all good. Into park. And then I will get taken down. The door opens back up. There is, of course, an empty space in front of me, which I won't be taking with this. But I tell you what is cool, as we arrive in here and the lights all turn back on. Now that we are underground, there we go, back in the illumination. Let's go into individual mode. Just pull over here for the moment, because this is mental. Wow! That is ridiculous! Okay, I should probably stop being a child and just park my car up. Leave it at that and await the Senna. Here it comes then. Wow. And how cool is that? With the Senna heading towards the P1 GT R wall to get loaded and taken down. Look at the line on the ground you get from the light. That's obviously the number plate light projecting down, but the sheer scale of the wing, it's just absurd. I cannot wait for mine. Massive congratulations to Jerk Collector, but my excitement is very real right now. And as if by magic, we've got the car ready to emerge and be driven in. And you can probably guess why I'm pointing it down. Look at that. So, it arrives with its friends here in the garage. The two McLaren Ultimate Series cars together. And this, well and truly, as I said at the beginning, sitting very neatly between these two. Look at that thing. It's almost the modern era F40. When that came out, it was wild, it was aggressive, it was angular, it was crazy. And that is basically what we have here now with the Senna. I actually just maneuvered and parked the car, but as we said at the beginning, now sandwiched between those two. It's fascinating actually to see the two Ultimate Series cars together. The Senna is so brutal in the aggression, the looks, the design of it compared to the P1. And in fact, look at the heights of the rear wing on the Senna. It's even taller than the one on the Huracan Super Trofeo, the race car. And this thing can wear a number plate. Now we actually just took off the plinth that goes at the front. So the way it's held in is by magnets underneath and then two screws to attach it. But the idea being that when you get to the racetrack to drive this car, where it's intended, you can just take that off because of course it affects the airflow and cooling and things that go on through the front. But this colour actually, here in the garage as opposed to the showroom, it's much darker than you saw it. But out in the sunshine, this is going to look phenomenal. The dual tone blue that right now you would swear was actually black, but highlighted and accented with those blue highlights for the aero blades and what are also called the fender inners on the outside there as well that direct airflow around the car. And that is not it. There will be some more changes, some more accents to this car that you will see in the future. But for now, what an addition to this already phenomenal garage. A huge congrats to Muc.collector for this edition. What an amazing thing to join this place. Breathtaking every single time. In fact, those 4 cars together, just something extraordinary. So I can tell you then, from my small little adjustments and movements of the car to park it up, driving this is going to be mega. And for me, that is coming in a couple of months' time. So yeah, excitement overload. That is it for this time though. Thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, you can find Muc.collector's link in the description down below. But that is it for today. I will see you again very soon. Cheers.